Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve. Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into our time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
Jay Jostyn in an episode of Mr. District Attorney. This episode, the case of the Deadly Snowflake, originally broadcast May 26, 1948.
Mr. District Attorney is brought to you by Ipana Toothpaste and Sal Hepatica. Ipana for the smile of beauty. Sal Hepatica for the smile of health. Ipana, Sal Hepatica.
And it shall be my duty as District Attorney not only to prosecute to the limit of the law all persons accused of crimes perpetrated within this county, but to defend with equal vigor the rights and privileges of all its citizens.
In our experience, in our war against crime, ladies and gentlemen, nothing in the popular conception of crime is so widespread and so erroneous as the idea that honor exists among thieves. In tonight's case of the Deadly Snowflake, we see this so-called criminal code for what it is, a cold, stubborn, selfish fear based on a colossal contempt for decency. We begin in a bedroom darkened by shades drawn tight to the sills.
Agnes? Agnes, is that you?
Go back to sleep, Laird. The doc says you should rest.
Him a doc. They threw him out years ago. Did you talk to him, Agnes?
They told me not to. Don't you think you better?
What's the matter?
Get the bandages off your head, huh?
I'm lucky I'm alive, he said, Agnes. That cop's bullet went right across my skull.
I know. You're lucky you got home.
I still got my fingers, too. That's real talent, Agnes. 1 in a million.
What do you mean you still got your fingers?
I'll get to that. First, I just want to say I'm sorry about the way I've been treating you.
You what?
I don't mean to, knock you around, Agnes. I just get nervous when I'm going out on a job.
What's come over you, Laird?
You know how it is. Feeling those tumblers fall with your fingers. It's tough work, Agnes. Oh, that reminds me.
What?
I want you to get hold of a guy. You remember him? Rudy Bowie? What's the matter?
Nothing. I just haven't heard you mention Rudy in so long. What do you need him for?
To help me. I got to get back to work, Agnes. We'll be needing dough.
We could sell that crazy boat.
The Snowflake? No, I mean big dough. More jobs, Agnes. Like that transfer office I had cased out.
I don't see what you need Rudy for. He's no safe man.
I don't need a Peterman, Agnes. Just a helper. Someone to take me around.
Take you around? Laird, what do you mean?
Agnes,
There's something the matter. Now, what is it, Laird?
I'm blind.
There's a few more, Chief. Squad D reports a total arrest on the arson case.
Oh, yes, I know, Miss Miller. Send a copy of the findings over to the commissioner, if you will.
It's on the way.
Good. Well, what about you, Harrington? Anything on that warehouse robbery?
Chief, I've been over that job with a fine-tooth comb. I pulled McHenry out of his prowl car all day yesterday just to get his story again.
McHenry's the officer who shot at the men as they escaped, Chief.
Yeah, shot and missed, I'm sorry to say, Chief.
Missed completely? I thought the officer's report a week ago indicated that he might have hit one of the men.
Yeah, that's right, Chief, he might, but nobody's been showing up dead in any of the alleys, though.
Yes, and that adds up to what? You've no idea at all?
Well, just one, Chief. Yeah, and I'll say this before I start, Miss Miller. It ain't scientific.
Harrington, I haven't said a word.
I know it, but you will. The point is, Chief, I want to play this one on a hunch.
Oh. Well, we've played your hunches before, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yes, and with good results, too. What's your thought?
Okay, let's go back to this warehouse job for a minute, okay?
I don't have to. The warehouse people have been on the phone about it all week.
So what was it? A Peterman job. Am I right? No powder, no dynamite, no blasting, just a straight Peterman.
A what?
A Peterman, Miss Miller, a man who opens safes.
Oh.
Yeah, you're welcome. Chief, I went over that warehouse safe 20 times. The guy opened it with his fingers.
Yes, you put that in your original report.
Right. Now think about this, then. Feeling for those tumblers ain't easy, That's very delicate work. You gotta be trained to it.
Yes, go on.
Okay, so it comes down to this, Chief. There's 3 guys I know who could have fingered a safe the way that warehouse job came off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and one of them's in the Happy House.
Yes, and the other 2?
One's in California, Chief. At least I think he is. I'm checking on it.
Yeah. And the other?
The other is a boy named Morton. Laird Morton. I got his file out of the master, Miss Miller.
Is that Morton?
That's right. He's been quiet for a couple of years, Chief. Might take me time to find him.
Now, let me get this straight. You really think you can narrow down that warehouse robbery to certain individuals just on...
On technique, Chief. And like I said, on a hunch, too. So, well, can I go on?
You've nothing else? Mm-hmm. No witnesses, fingerprints, nothing?
No, not so far, Chief.
I see. All right. I'll hold it over on the disposition report, Harrington. We'll say, how about 3 days?
Starting now, Chief?
Starting now. Let's see what this hunch of yours will do.
Agnes.
I'm right in front of you, Laird. Don't get to jump.
I'm sorry. It bothers me when you move around, that's all. You here, Rudy?
Yeah, just waiting for what you say, Laird.
Go on, Laird. Say what you got to say.
All right, we won't waste any more time. You can lead me into the transfer office, Rudy. The way I time it, it should be 3 minutes from the car to the safe.
Yeah, if we have luck with the watchman, Laird.
Never mind him. Now, you both got this picture? You lead me. Give me, say, 6 minutes with the tumblers, and then we beat it.
Back to our car?
That's right, Agnes. From there, we go directly to the Snowflake.
To the what?
Laird's boat.
I don't get it.
Can you think of a better place to hide out, Rudy? We get aboard, shove off, we can cruise around for weeks. She sleeps 6.
Gee.
His boat. He bought it off some jerk during the war.
Yeah.
Wait till you see her, Rudy. I bought it complete. Right down to the gear and galley.
Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, Laird, they make the getaway on a boat?
I told you, it's the safest place in the world. She's all set, too. Agnes saw everything, didn't you?
I checked all the papers in your billfold, Laird.
Swell. Well, now I guess I'll get a little sleep. Big day tomorrow, huh, Rudy?
Yeah, whatever you say, Laird. Want some help?
No, I can make it. I've been practicing, haven't I, Agnes?
Go ahead, show him.
Laird, watch it.
I'll be all right, Rudy. You sit with Agnes. 3 steps to the left. Turn and...
Shut up.
Forward.
Yeah. Laird, you all right?
Yeah. Sit still, Rudy. I misjudged, I guess. I'll be fine. Good night now.
Want a drink?
What's the idea, Agnes? You let him walk right into that chair.
I know. I forgot to tell him I moved it.
Yeah? Never mind the drink. Hold still.
Rudy, listen.
Still, I said.
What was that for?
Just wanted to be sure of something.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm sure. Was it your idea, Laird sending for me when he was blind?
I just said it was a good idea.
You didn't know then? About, for?
Him? Don't be funny.
I'm not. I'm just getting organized, Agnes. Yeah, watching things around here the last few days, it strikes me you're,
For what?
Well, you've changed. Laird used to push you around like a lawnmower.
That was before he lost his peepers.
Yeah. So now you let him walk into chairs.
That ain't all he's walking into. I got it all planned, the transfer office job, the boat, everything.
What is he walking into, Agnes?
Rudy.
Yeah?
Now it's your turn to hold still.
Baby,
Still want to know what he's walking into? Guess.
Okay, Chief, so it boils down to this.
Yes?
Either that warehouse job was a complete outsider, or it's my boy.
Laird Morton, you mean, Harrington?
Right, and I'm taking bets it was no outside rip and tear job.
What makes you say that, Harrington?
Because, Miss Miller, when a bunch of the boys plan a job the size of that warehouse deal, they line it up, see? And if they're from out of town, well, they get permission.
Permission to break open a safe? From whom?
From the boys in this town that know about things like safes.
Yes, and they're pretty well cleaned out, aren't they?
I'll say they are, Chief. And that's why, again, I think Laird's my boy.
You know how to find him?
Well, he's been off my books now for nearly 3 years, Chief, but I can find him. At least here's where I try. No, I'll shoot your game some other time, Harry. Yeah, and with no chalk on my cue, too. Oh, hey, before I forget it, you ever hear from Morton? Yeah, Morton, you know, he used to play snooker in here. Laird Morton. Give me 3, will you, Rusty? No, the Panatella's that's the only good cigar you got. Hey, Rusty. Harry over at the billiard joint says maybe that you heard from Laird. Yeah, Morton. Come on, Rusty, you know him. Laird Morton. Well, I'm sorry to get you out of rehearsal, Maisie. Find a new number, huh? It's pretty good, too. Oh, I know now what I meant to ask you, Maisie. You used to go around with Laird Morton, didn't you? I mean, back before he got married? Well, tell me something, kid. Does he owe you any dough?
Street's all clear, Laird. I look both ways.
What about the watchman, Rudy? Is he in the office?
What office?
I told you a dozen times, Agnes. It should be straight ahead of us, up the steps and to the right.
Oh, yeah. I see it, Laird. No light on.
Okay. That's it, then. Let's go in.
You guide him, Rudy.
Yeah, I am. That's it. Keep hold of my coat, Laird. It won't fall.
Remember now, both of you. We come right back to the car and drive directly to the boat.
We know that. Go on, Rudy.
Door's open.
I told you it would be. The watchman leaves it unlatched till 2 a.m. What's the matter?
What's that around your neck, Laird?
What?
These. I got hold of them.
Go on in, will you? Somebody will walk by in a minute.
They're binoculars, Rudy. You'll need a good pair on the boat.
He's still there. Rudy's opening the door.
Okay.
So far. Now we take the first door to the right, huh?
It'll be open, too. Go on, try it.
Like a barn.
Look for the safe, Rudy. Is it there? Should be over in the corner.
I see it.
All right. Lead me to it. Come on, make it fast. That snooper gets back here every 20 minutes.
It's right here, Laird. You feel it?
Yeah, I got it. Shut that door, Agnes.
What?
Well, we come in. I didn't hear it shut.
I got it.
Can you open it, Laird?
In a breeze. Just let me warm up my fingers.
Watch the door, Agnes.
Don't worry about me. Anybody comes through it, I'm ready for him.
Can you imagine a big transfer company owning a safe like this? The tumblers fall like bowling pins. 2 more minutes and I'll have it.
Agnes.
Shut up, I hear it.
Laird, somebody's at the door.
What? Can't be. We come in at 1:05, didn't we?
I must have got it mixed up, Laird. Rudy, stand back.
Be careful with that gun. Agnes, has he got a light?
Oh, he hasn't. Come on in, Grandpop. Welcome home. Told you I had this planned.
Come on, give me your hand, Agnes. We gotta get out of here fast.
Go on.
Okay, I'm going.
Take it down to the car, fast.
Agnes, take my hand.
Sorry, Laird, ain't got the time.
Agnes, you're not leaving me here. Agnes, no, you can't.
Can't I? Watch me, just watch me. Oh, I forgot you're blind.
Hey, Agnes! Hey, Agnes, come back! I can't see! Agnes, no! No!
Laird Morton, blinded safecracker, deserted at the scene of a murder. We'll hear the next exciting development of this unusual case in just a moment.
May 26, 1948, Mr. District Attorney on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, more of Mr. District Attorney in the case of the Deadly Snowflake, May 26, 1948.
And now back to Mr. District Attorney.
Sorry, boys. Don't wait. No, you'll have to wait till the chief is through. That's right. Listen, I'll let you in just as soon as he's ready. Come on now, come on. Give us a chance, will you? Come on, get outside. Out.
The reporters are going to wait, Harrington?
I'll say they are, Chief. Somebody tipped them to the angle in this thing.
The angle, Harrington?
Well, wouldn't you call it one, Miss Miller? A watchman gets killed. The prowl car boys come looking for him, and they find a blind man yelling his head off.
Yes, as I put it together, the watchman must have been shot about 1 or 1:10.
How about that, Chief? He was supposed to punch his clock at 1:15, and he didn't.
Yes, I know. Then when he didn't report at 1:30, our men came in to investigate.
Some investigation. A dead watchman and Laird Morton, blind.
Oh, Chief, he's being booked downtown. They'll hold him in your office until we get there.
Yes, thank you, Miss Miller. Well, Harrington, where do we start?
No gun, huh, Chief?
None so far. Did you tell the men to search the yard outside?
Yeah, Brophy's out there, Chief. If Morton tossed the gun out the window, we'll find it.
Well, how could he if he's blind?
That, Miss Miller, is the break-the-bank question. Oh, brother, what a lot of talking he's going to do.
I hope so. There's one thing in particular I'm curious about.
Yeah, which one, Chief?
If Morton is blind, what was he doing with a pair of binoculars around his neck?
Shut the door to the cockpit, Rudy. It's cold.
This one?
There's only one. Shut it.
How should I know? I ain't never been on a boat.
Well, you are now. Like it?
You steer it with that?
Sure. It isn't hard. Laird taught me.
Okay, so we're moving. Now, where does it go?
Any place. I figured we'd just keep cruising around for a while. You know, let things cool down.
And what happens when this crate runs out of gas?
We buy some more. It's easy. They got gas pumps all along the shore.
Well, I still don't like it, Agnes. None of it.
It's a setup, they tell you. I got all the dough from Laird's warehouse job before.
Well, I wondered why we didn't wait and grab the loot at the transfer office.
Oh, we got plenty. Besides, that'd only sick the insurance dicks on us. They can get nasty, too, you know. This way we're clear.
And, what about Laird?
He won't talk, if that's what you mean.
Well, why won't he? You killed that watchman, Agnes, not him. What's he got to lose by talking?
You think I didn't figure? Listen, so they found him with a dead duck, all right. He's blind. No court in the world would convict him.
Yeah,
Laird knows that. So do the cops.
I still say it would have been...
I ain't finished. Finally, they gotta find the gun, don't they? I know that much from the movies.
Hey, you still got it, haven't you?
Certainly I got it. Right here. Come on, Rudy, relax. What is it Laird was always saying? Oh, yeah, get a load of that air.
Now listen to reason, Morton. That watchman was killed with a .32 caliber slug.
He was?
Look at the district attorney when you're talking, Morton.
I'm tired of looking at him. We've been at this 4 hours.
You're tired of looking, huh? With what?
Are you really blind, Morton? You know, we'll be certain when the doctor gets here.
Am I? What do you think, D.A.?
I think you are.
And so do I, Morton. Yeah, and I'll tell you how you got that way, too. From a cop's bullet right across your head where that scar is.
That's so?
We'll know after you're examined, Morton. I can't see your point in delaying things any longer.
Anything you say, D.A.
What?
What do you want to know?
I'll read the last question, will you please, Miss Miller?
Yes, sir.
But we'll have to wait to hear that question till after the break. May 26, 1948, Mr. District Attorney on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. The conclusion follows these messages from your favorite radio station. Just going to take a minute here to tell you about the big savings going on now, the clearance sale at mypillow.com. And you know, I've talked about how in my office I have a pair of my slippers, and they're really comfortable, and they're on clearance right now. The mypillow.com slippers, $25 a pair, limit 10. And I would buy 3 or 4 more pairs. Unfortunately, they're out of my size. They also have sheets, pillowcases, clothing items, all on special right now. Go to mypillow.com, click on the clearance tab at the top of the page, use my promo code Wyatt, or call 1-800-928-4715. Limited sizes remaining in the MyPillow slippers, limited colors on other items. mypillow.com, clearance tab, promo code Wyatt, 1-800-928-4715. Thanks for joining us on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Now the conclusion of Mr. District Attorney, May 26, 1948.
Listen to reason, Morton. That watchman was killed with a .32 caliber slug.
All right, we'll start from there. Now, where's the gun, Morton?
Who was with you, Morton?
Come on, use your head, man. We've got you. Why shield the others?
In a pig's eye, you got me.
You were there, Sonny. Right there waiting for me.
All right, smart guy. Go ahead on that. Go on, D.A. Tell a jury I did it. Tell them. And you can also tell them I'm blind.
Oh, for Pete's sake, Agnes, let's turn this thing towards land.
Not till we need gas.
I'm going nuts, I tell you. Nothing but water.
That's a nice crack.
Huh?
I'm here.
Gee, I'll say you are.
Just what do you mean by that?
Oh, look, Agnes, we can't just spend the rest of our lives going nowhere. We got to get back to town.
What for?
Well, Laird, for one thing. Oh, now, look, I could call one of the boys, Agnes. They'll know if he's singing, maybe.
He ain't, I told you.
But we don't know, Agnes. Oh, it's driving me off my rocker, not knowing.
I told you before, relax.
I'm telling you, head this tub toward the shore.
No, thank you.
Listen, you flea-brained little idiot. Go on, me. Get us back, you hear me? Now. Oh, Agnes, please.
You'll look at my arm. I'll be black and blue.
Will you listen to me, Agnes?
That's it, Buster. I planned this show and I'm running it. You try any more rough stuff to help me, I'll toss you over the side.
What time is it, Miss Miller?
It's 7:10, Chief. The day shift will be coming on at 7:30.
Well, you ought to go on home. We can send for a stenographer downstairs.
No, I'm all right, Chief, really. Is there any more coffee, Harrington?
Yeah, plenty, Miss Miller, and that.
Oh, thanks.
How about you, Morton? Feel like talking some more?
Hey, Morton, the chief's talking to you.
Aren't you guys tired yet?
Boy, we got lots of time left, Morton. All day today, tonight, tomorrow, the next night.
Who shot the watchman, Morton?
Where's the gun, Morton?
I'll get it, Chief.
How'd you lose your sight, Morton?
Yeah.
Pulling away from that warehouse job?
Why don't you give up, Harrington?
Excuse me, that's the Harbor Patrol.
Oh, let me have that.
Yes, sir, right here.
What's that, Miss Miller?
The Harbor Patrol, Harrington. The chief
Right.
phoned them about an hour ago from outside.
You sure now? You're sure? The number is 20Y205. Yes, I'll repeat it. 20Y205.
What's the matter, Laird?
No?
You look excited.
No, have a boat stand by, will you please? We'll be right out. Harrington, we've got it. Come on, let's go.
No, Agnes, put away the gun, will you? I didn't mean to get rough.
Shut up a minute.
Huh?
It's a boat. See it coming up from the port side.
Where?
There. See it? What the... Rudy, that's a patrol boat.
I don't get it. What patrol? What are you talking about?
20 Y 205. Stand by to be boarded.
Stand by my foot. Get out of my way, Rudy.
Cut your motors and stand by. You're under arrest.
Agnes, it's cops. Listen to them,
Don't
Agnes.
you think I can hear? Get back, Rudy. They're coming alongside.
Stand by. We're coming aboard.
Watch it, Chief.
Get back! Get back or I start shooting!
Agnes, don't be a fool. The boat's loaded with police.
Cover me, Harrington.
I'm right with you, Chief. Easy, Billy. Keep her alongside. The Chief's going over.
You rats, I told you to...
Don't reach for that gun. Leave it on the deck.
Okay, Chief. Here, wait till I cut these engines. Did I get her?
Yeah, just her arm, I think, Harrington. Stand still, both of you.
Now, listen, I didn't do anything.
Shut up,
I was-
Rudy! Butchers, can't you see I'm bleeding?
Now, we'll have you taken care of as soon as we get ashore. Take the man, Harrington.
Right, Chief.
No,
you...
Come on. Bring her up a little, Billy.
All set? Now, let's take this pair back to town.
Now, here is your district attorney.
I should like to report, first of all, ladies and gentlemen, that all three of this unusual trio, Laird Morton, his wife, and Rudy Bowie, will pay the full penalty demanded for the murder of the watchman in the transfer company office.
I'll say they will, Chief. And that's the end of all those safe-cracking jobs on the list.
Yes, Harrington, it is.
Oh, Chief, I think you'd better explain just how you knew Agnes and Rudy were on a boat and which boat to go after.
Well, we have Laird to thank for that, Miss Miller. As you know, when we found him, he had a pair of very good binoculars around his neck.
Sure, Chief. A blind man with spyglasses.
Exactly, Harrington. He intended to bring them to the boat for his wife and Rudy. Fortunately, this particular pair of binoculars was of a foreign make.
I don't understand, Chief.
Well, during the war and before, Miss Miller, all such foreign binoculars had to be registered with the proper authorities. And when we examined the pair on Laird, I checked the registration and found them assigned to his boat.
With the Coast Guard number 20Y205, right, Chief?
Right, Harrington. Then when the harbor police reported sight of the vessel, we went right out.
You certainly did, Chief.
Well, it just goes to show what you've said so often, Chief. The crooks don't have a chance of winning, ever.
Indeed. For no criminal or criminal gang has the resources of the forces of law and order.
And now what about next week?
Well, our story for next week, ladies and gentlemen, is another colorful and exciting dramatization. It's the case of the House of Death, and I invite you to join us for it. And so until then, thank you and good night.
The names of all characters in tonight's dramatization are fictitious, and any resemblance to names of living persons or actual places is purely coincidental. Our stars were Jay Jostyn in the title role, Len Doyle as Harrington, and Vicky Vola as Miss Miller. The music was under the direction of Peter Van Steeden. The program is produced and directed by Edward A. Byram and written by Robert Shaw. Mr. District Attorney was originated by Phillips H. Lord. Remember, Ipana toothpaste for the smile of beauty, Sal Hepatica for the smile of health. Bristol Myers invites you to tune in again next week for Duffy's Tavern and Mr. District Attorney.
Oh, May 26, 1948, Mr. District Attorney on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Now on Classic Radio Theater, we're going to learn something. Nostalgia goes way back. They were looking at nostalgia back in 1937. This program, that was the year. This was originally broadcast, as I said, in 1937, as they go back to the year 17 years earlier, 1920.
That was the year.
That was the year. Recreating notable events of passing time. Reviving memories of men and women who have contributed to the history of a modern world. "1920, that was the year." As pompous and beribboned representatives of 56 nations thronged lobbies of hotels in Geneva, Switzerland, and prepared to convene the next day in the first meeting of the beleaguered League of Nations. The evening of January 15, 1920, ushered in a far different phase in the history of the United States. The Volstead Act, which was to put teeth into the Prohibition 18th Amendment to the Constitution, was to become effective at midnight. Dryers celebrated with dry dinners and prayerful gatherings in churches and private homes, while wets made a last night of it, tippled a final sacrifice at the shrine of Bacchus, imbibed gallons of legal liquid, which on the morrow would become contraband. Various were the opinions as to the ultimate results of America's noble experiment.
Said Commissioner of Internal Revenue, Daniel C. Roper,
the Prohibition law will be violated, extensively at first, slightly later on. But it will, broadly speaking, be enforced and will result in a nation that knows not alcohol.
Vehement dry statesman William Jennings Bryan observed,
the liquor issue is as dead as slavery.
And Treasury Department's chief chemist, Dr. A.B. Adams, stated in an interview,
there's nothing to this home brewing business. It's too much trouble for uncertain results. They may try it once or twice, but not more.
While on the other side of the fence, indicative of wet philosophy, said United States Senator Edge,
tonight is the night that the American people are going to bid goodbye to their freedom.
"1920. That was the year."
On the grounds of an estate in the picturesque town of Amerongen, Holland, a stocky, Teutonic 69-year-old man fills his days with reading the classics, conversing amiably with village youngsters, and sawing cordwood. On the morning of January 17, his wife approaches him.
Wilhelm?
Guten Morgen, Hermine.
Did you like your breakfast?
Ja, jawohl. That omelette tasted like the old days.
I have brought the paper, Wilhelm.
Oh? Is there anything worth reading?
I am afraid there is.
Let me see it, please. So, the Allies are trying to bring me to trial, eh? I expected this.
But why, Wilhelm, why? Have you not done enough? You have abdicated. You have given up all your power. Have you not suffered enough? What can they gain by this...
Reprisal?
Yeah, reprisal.
Oh, it is just a further means of effecting punitive action. They think by bringing me to trial to appease their people. Well, it cannot be. I have given most of my life to Germany. By this war, we have made a gross mistake. We have committed an unpardonable crime, the crime of patriotism. But they cannot take the rest of my life. What is left of it is mine. Und yours, Liebchen. Come, we will have another cup of coffee. And in the meantime, burn this newspaper.
On January 23, Queen Wilhelmina of the Netherlands refused to deliver the ex-Kaiser of Germany and King of Prussia into the hands of the Allies. Finally, precisely 1 month after the original demand for extradition, on February 16, the Allied powers, recognizing Holland's right to hold the ex-Kaiser as a refugee, requested that he be interned somewhere less adjacent to the German border than Amerongen. Quickly acceding, Holland moved the elderly country gentleman to Doorn, where he continued to read newspapers and the classics, greet roadside youngsters, and saw cordwood.
1920. That was the year.
On August 18, United States Secretary of State Bainbridge Colby announced that through the ratification by the Tennessee legislature of the 19th Amendment to the Constitution, the right of suffrage had been granted to American citizens without regard to sex. In other words, in the ensuing national election, there were to be 9,500,000 feminine voters added to the polling lists.
Said Governor of Ohio, James M. Cox, Democratic presidential candidate,
the civilization of the world is saved. The mothers of America will stay the hand of war and repudiate those who traffic with great principles.
Observed U.S. Senator from Ohio, Warren G. Harding, Republican presidential candidate,
Well, all along I have wished for the completion of ratification, and have said so. So I am glad to have all the citizenship of the United States take part in the presidential elections.
Said ardent suffragist Mrs. Carrie Chapman Catt.
We suffragists have worked so hard and against such great odds that we have forgotten how to play.
That was the year 1920.
Late in September, in the office of Charles A. Comiskey, owner of the Chicago White Sox.
All right, Eddie. Go on. Tell the rest of it.
Okay. Well, they came to us with the idea that we should throw the World Series last year.
Who's us?
Well, there were 8 of us. I wrote the names down here.
All right, go ahead.
Well, if we throwed the series to Cincinnati, they were going to pay us $100,000.
$100,000.
Yep, but we never got it.
How much did you get?
Well, they only paid us the first installment of $10,000.
All right, what then?
They double-crossed us with a fake telegram. We thought it was all fixed, but we never got any more than $10,000.
You know, of course, this is tough on me.
Yeah, I know, boss.
Okay. That's all just now, Eddie. I'll communicate with you later.
Yeah, boss. All right.
Miss Hayes, take a letter.
Yes, sir. Ready, Mr. Comiskey.
Send the same letter to each of these 8 men. You and each of you are hereby notified of your indefinite suspension as a member of the Chicago American League Baseball Club. Your suspension is brought about by information which has just come to me, directly involving you and each of you in the baseball scandal resulting from the World Series of 1919. If you are innocent of any wrongdoing, you and each of you will be reinstated. If you are guilty, you will be retired from organized baseball for the rest of your lives if I can accomplish it. Until there is finality to this investigation, it is due to the public that I take this action, even though it costs Chicago the pennant. Chicago American Baseball Club by Charles A. Comiskey.
Soon after, the 8 offending members of the Chicago White Sox, termed by sports writers the Black Sox, were indicted and subsequently brought to trial. At the conclusion of the trial, the 8 players were acquitted, but none was ever admitted back into major professional baseball.
1920. That was the year
that Mary Pickford and Douglas Fairbanks were married, that Charles Ponzi's financial wizardry was exposed as a patent fraud, that the Ku Klux Klan, under the command of Imperial Wizard William J. Simmons, white-robed and masked, met in midnight assemblies.
That was the year
that you wept with Jane Cowell and Smilin' Through, laughed at the Ed Wynn Carnival and mobbed ticket offices for admission to the Blue Flame, starring the movie's #1 vamp, Theda Bara.
That was the year
that you were reading Edith Wharton's The Age of Innocence and Sinclair Lewis's Main Street.
And that was the year
that you were singing.
Here's a Japanese sandman sneaking on with the news. Just an old second-hand man you buy it all day from you. He will take every sorrow of the day that is through, and he'll give you tomorrow just to start life anew.
Then you'll be a bit older in the dawn when you wake, and you'll be a bit bolder.
You will be a little moon with the new day you make. Ah, here's the Japanese sandman, trading silver for gold. Just an old second-hand man, trading new days for old.
Won't you stretch imagination for a moment and come with me?
Come with me.
Let us hasten to a nation lying over the western sea.
Western sea.
Hide behind the cherry blossom, here's a sight that will please your eyes. There's a baby with a baby on the plant singing lullaby.
the Japanese Sandman, trading silver for gold. Not that old second-hand man, trading new days for old.
A look back at that was the year 1920, over 100 years ago, as it was originally broadcast in 1937. Thank you for tuning in to Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Thanks for making us a part of your day. Thank this station. Support their advertisers. Their kindness and courtesy allow us to be with you here each and every time we roll around on your favorite station. Miss a day, you don't have to miss a single show. All of our shows are available at classicradio.stream. Classicradio.stream. Stream our shows. Learn about building a classic radio collection of your own. You can find our social media links there, and if you're so inclined, you can buy me a copy. That helps us acquire additional classic radio programs and also helps us maintain our distribution links. That's at classicradio.stream. Thanks so much for tuning in, and tell all your friends the greatest radio shows of all time are right here at this spot on the dial. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite radio station.